is a question I get asked a lot. I feel like I don't like talk about myself like at all. Like I just like do the political stuff, which is probably why you're here. But like I don't like talk about like like who is this black kid delivering me politics and shit? Like who is this guy? So my name is Drake. I'm 17. I live in Atlanta. I go to prep school up in Massachusetts. I'm gonna be a senior next year in high school. So yeah, this is pretty like wild time in my life. I'm having fun though. Um, but how did a guy like me, right? I come from a working class community in Atlanta, played basketball growing up. Like I was just like a normal kid. Like how did a kid like this get into politics? Well, let me tell you, buddy. It like it was a gradual thing. Like my dad, he was kind of politically active. Like he like knew what the fuck was going on in the world. Um, as long with like my stepmom. And then my like my real mom, she wasn't really all that politically active, but like everybody in my family is mostly like Democratic. They're mostly on the progressive side of things. They're not like radically progressive, like I guess you could consider me, even though I'm really not that radical. The American people agree with, but that's another rant for another day. They're like more like moderate Hillary Clinton esque type Democrats. That's more my family. I still love them, of course, but that is kind of a political divergence between me and my family. Um, but like I really got into politics when I was like 10. Yeah, when I was about 10 years old. Cause I went to so I've been in public school most of my life, but then I went to like this school called the Ron Clark Academy. And if anybody's heard of this place, like it's actually like pretty famous. The teachers like on YouTube and stuff, like it's like big time. I went there for 1 year, and that changed my outlook on just the world. Like it blew my mind. It blew my mind. Just like I thought like my world was just Atlanta, like my mom, my dad, like everybody I see every day. No, like the world is so much bigger than me. The universe is so much bigger than me. Like it just blew my mind. So we had to take a class called Global Studies, where they literally went through the entire history of the world in like a year, and a bunch of fifth graders were learning this shit. And for me, like I was just sitting there on the edge of my seat, like, oh my God, the Romans, the Greeks, the Egyptians. Oh my God, war on terror. Ronald Reagan, Reaganomics, laissez-faire. Ooh, I was just, oh my God, my mind was blown. And like literally from the moment I learned about like 20th century politics, and I learned the difference between laissez-faire and socialism, I was like, yeah, laissez-faire sounds kind of ridiculous. That sounds kind of sped and stupid. But, but the socialism, I kind of like that. Let's find a happy medium, right? So then, I like that. That's the birth of the progressive right there. Like I've always been on that side ever since I was exposed to politics. I was like the idea of free market, full freedom. I made the connection in my mind that leads to marginalization. That leads to too few having too much. Right? I made that connection when I was like 10 years old, and I was like, I made the decision. I'm a progressive. I'm going to be a lifelong Democratic Party supporter, progressive supporter, whoever aligns with the vision of we should give back to the entire society. And that was the birth of it right there. And it wasn't an immediate thing where I was like, yeah, let's start a freaking YouTube channel, this 10-year-old kid. But it wasn't that much longer after. I would say the next year or two, like I was always looking into politics, sixth grade, seventh grade. And then when I was about, yeah, 12 or 13, that's when I started this channel. At first it was called Progressive Talk Daily. That was yeah. I don't know where I came up with that. And I still did the whole acronym thing with like PTD. Um, and then yeah, and then eventually I was like, okay, this name is kind of redonkulous. Let's come up with something a little bit cooler. So I was like, all right, bet I'm gonna come up with New Progressive Era, because I saw like the resurgence of Bernie at the time. I saw, Elizabeth Warren. I still thought she was firmly in the progressive camp. I saw, Cenk Uygur, Kyle. They were also a huge part of why I entered politics. I'll get into that. And I saw that and I was like, all right, new progressive era. So again, like another major influence for me in doing these videos, because I just like it's always seemed like ever since I became a teenager, I've always come back to this channel whenever I could, and a major influence in that was me watching Secular Talk, TYT, David Pakman, eventually Humanist Report. Humanist Report was actually like I was at one point bigger than Humanist Report. Like I was like 14, and Humanist Report was like just, and I was like doing this like every month or so, so like I couldn't really compete. And there was a point where I was bigger than him, and like we would like talk. And Mike, if you're watching this, like you're a goat, dude. Like do your thing. Like you're a goat. I watch you every day. Um, so yeah, those are like the people who really just kept me involved. Just watching them every day, and they kind of formulate how I do things now. Like I can't really help it. And you know, again, like watching Kyle's videos, especially when I was like 11 or 12 years old, like that's one of the first things I remember about politics, you know, was just going in there, watching Kyle, watching him break down like Brian Fisher videos or like Alex Jones and just destroy them. This was back in the days when he was at like 10,000, 20,000 subs. It was just, yeah, man, that was the beginnings for me. So that's really how I got into politics. It was a climb up the ranks, man. To the point now where I feel like I'm well versed on pretty much every issue. The point where my opinions, my thoughts, my positions are very well developed, well thought through, and I have principles on virtually every major issue that we face. Um, and now I feel like if I have to debate anybody on the political spectrum, I feel like I'm gonna hold strong on my position. I'm going to defend my position to the best of my abilities. It's gonna be a damn good job because you know it aligns not just with the logical fiber, it aligns with my moral fiber where I'm like, the progressive policy is just the truth. Like I'm gonna stick to that, you know, probably to the day I die. So yeah, man, that's my political story. And hopefully it's far from complete. Again, I'm a senior next year, so hopefully I'm just gonna go through school, get my grades. Next year I'm gonna be taking a lot of political S classes. Um, and then in college, major in poli sci. Um, yeah, that's just my plan right now. And then eventually enter politics or media or just one of the two, maybe law. Um, but some way I wanna eventually maybe run for office or do something like that. Like this is what I want to do. Like I love this shit. I love reaching out to people. I love just running my mouth. Like I'm a pretty I wouldn't call myself narcissistic. I'm like I just like hearing myself talk. That sounds bad, but like it's true. And it's not like I think like I'm nailing it. It's just like I like expressing myself, if that makes any sense. And sometimes I do think I'm nailing it. Like yeah, like sometimes I'm like yeah, I did that shit. But like other times I'm just like I really did that. Like I expressed myself. I said what I wanted to say, and hopefully, and probably the most important thing to me is that somebody gets that message and they're like, "Wow, I feel inspired. That really resonated. Like, wow, this kid is right. Like, maybe I should go and vote for Bernie or Tulsi, or maybe I should go out and rally, fight for 15, or just something, man. Just get people off their butts and get involved." Um, so yeah, man, that's me. That's my political background. It's my political foreground. That's what I want to do. So yeah, it's a little bit more about me, man. But I've got that question a lot, and it's not like I get like thousands of emails a day or some shit. But like, anytime somebody like reaches out to me, they're like, "How old are you? How'd you get into politics? Oh my god, get a kid actually caring about politics. Oh my god." So yeah, so hopefully like this is my last note here, but hopefully kids, the youth, like they feel more empowered to enter politics. Like this is our world. We have the fucking internet. We have like 21st century technology. Everything at the like press of a button, you can get it. Like there's no excuse for us not to go out there and just take over the fucking world. You know, a lot of us are becoming non-religious. A lot of us are becoming very progressive, maybe even socialist leaning. And I feel like there's no point in us not just exuding that upon the world. Our philosophy, the way of life that we view we should have. This is going to be our world. This is becoming our world. I see no problem with us imposing our will. Um, Not in some like communist revolution, Bolshevik type of shit, but like, you know, like on some like, let's empower the world. Let's do our thing. So yeah, it's a little side note here. And that's also why I kind of do this stuff. So Yeah, man. New Progressive Era. That's me. My name is Drake, as I said. And yeah. Subscribe, like, let's grow this channel. Yeah. Summer vibes.